Hello, hello everyone. Is everyone ready? Well, again, today I'm recording this from home, and it happened to be the first lockdown, right, in Singapore. So, pardon me if you hear some of my family members, they're all around at home. They can't be going anywhere, right? So, let's start off with the Chapter 12 on options. Okay, this is the second part series on the options derivative, and it's also the very last derivative that we'll be covering. So here is just to give you a glimpse again on the option table that you might see in some of those financial institute. They might list some of these options, okay, on their trading tables. So you can see some of the option symbol. Right, so C representing that is a call options, and basically these are the price and the option asking and bid price. So basically you have the bid and ask price, but this just give you, and you have got this trading volume, how much is being traded. Like in this case, this there's so far nobody have doing any trade on this particular call options or this counter, and the number of interests that is available, option available for trade. So that is the thing, and the strike volume. So how to read the option tables? Well, here give you some glimpse again on the various symbol. Right, so option symbol basically just give them symbol name, stock option symbol name. Bidding price is basically that's where the buying price, okay, and it's also your uh, selling price. Okay, so ask price is the market's selling price, and basically is where you enter your buying price also, right? So this is where you enter the market order to buy, right, on March 2010. So that's like 10 years ago, but nevertheless, like I say, most of these trading counters, they're in for a long run, and it usually doesn't get expired. So essentially what you learn in financial derivatives, it don't get obsolete so fast, unlike technologies. So that's why I say financial derivatives is something, or financial learning about financial literacy is a lifelong skill learning, right? You will get to use it even when you are 60s or 70s. Usually some of these financial instruments are still around, and the trading, the mechanisms are rather the same. Right, here we have a option strike points, so you can see the graph trending up. You can see that it's trending up, and then you can see the strike price, and this is the higher price value and the lower price value, right? So these are like below the graph. So you can see that this is like the out of the money and in the money. This is where it's actually profitable, right? So we will see. Right. Here we can see the payoff graph. Right? So this is the payoff chart that you should be associating with, and this is the long call. Right? So long call, the graph will look something like this. Right? I hope you still remember the long forward is a positive gradient. Right? So that is the payoff. So when you have a premium that you need to pay, a deposit that you need to pay, right, it will basically shift the whole curve down, right? So this is the blue one is just telling you that the option, there's no deposit or there's no premium that you need to pay initially, but the moment you pay a premium for the long call, well, you basically are short, right? Shortfall of this amount of value. This simply represent the shift of the whole curve, right? So this is when it's zero premium, but when there's a premium, let's say $5, right? So this is like $5, right? Getting into this long call option, you will be immediately set back with $5. So that's why the whole curve, whole chart actually moved down, right? So you can see move down by $5 because when whichever point the market price right, you will be set back with the $5 deposit. Okay, whether if you the options is where you decided not to exercise, right, you will be have a shortfall of setback of $5. Or even if you have the market is favorable to you, you earn money, but then you also have to pay that $5. Okay, so that's why you have this offset shifting of the whole curve down, right? Depending on the option, the premiums that you need to pay, right? The deposit that you need to pay at the beginning. So how? Okay, so here you have long forward. Right? Remember the long forward, the curve seems to trend this. I think we did discuss about how to plot this particular graph. So I won't go in through in this chapter. We will basically look at how do you get this long call option, and it's like this, right? You can see that there's a cut off here, and then it's trend up, right? So that's the benefits. Okay, this the options where at this point you have the options. Say you don't want to exercise the options, you basically walk away, and that's why it's you warrant the options not used, right? So nothing happened. The only thing that happened if you have paid the option price or premium, then you will be offset, right? So let's take a look at how this graph is being plotted. So here we have also got the spot price and the strike off price, right? The strike price. So for example, in this case, 40. We start off with 40. The call options, the long call options is fixing the price at 40. 40 over here. That's the price. So let's let's take a look at what happened if the market drop. Okay, the stock price drop from 40 to 30. So you have the rights to buy the stock option at 40, but now the market price is 30. So do you proceed with the option and exercise the option? Right? You have the rights to buy at 40, and then now, okay, with no obligation to buy at 40, but if the price goes down to 30, isn't it cheaper to get from the market price instead of using the exercising the options, right? Which is higher than the market price. So naturally, you will just not exercise the option price, right? So you will just walk away, right? So that's where you say you don't exercise, and you go ahead and buy, okay, buy the stock price or the stock options on in the market, right? Which is lower, so you buy from that. So there's no gain or loss. Actually, there's a setback of 40, but later on we'll talk about that. So assuming in this case there's no deposit or premium that you need to pay, right? So you can basically just in this payoff there's no payoff at all because you just simply walk away and then go get something, right? So you can go and get from the market price 30 and it's trading at 30, right? So it's zero off, nothing happened. Next we look at, so that's why you have this point here. So what about when the stock market price goes up to 50 over here, right? So assuming the market price now, the stock price is now 50, so you have the right to buy the market price, whichever what happened, right, at 40. Why not? Okay, why not? Because you can buy at 40 and then you can immediately trade off at the current market price, which is the spot price at 50. So what is your payoff? Your payoff will be what? 50 minus 40. Okay, 50 minus 40, the formula over here, and that will be your payoff. Okay, and then of course you can do for, if it's 60, then you buy at 60 and sell off at 60, 40, right? You sell off at 40, buy at 40, sell off at 40, because you can exercise your right, you get a payoff of 20. So that's how you trend out. And what's the payoff for the whole thing is your maximum gain can be infinite. It can go up, trend down, right? The only thing is how much is the market price. So that's how you got this long call. Remember, long call is the buy call options. So you got this, whatever price, market price that fall below 40, you basically don't exercise, which means that you have zero payoff. and then this will be a positive gain up. So that's how you get this long call. So opposite of long call is basically the short call, right? Short call. So opposite of long call is actually the short call. So you can see that uh, whatever happened in the long call, the payoff come from the short call. So just now we have this long call, isn't it? Assuming that this is a zero, right? So which is this, isn't it? This way. So whatever payoff $10 from here, $20 from 60, basically you got this $10 and $20, and that's how you got the mirror image. So again you have the mirror image, right? The long call, the second party, the selling party will basically be the short call. So that's why you got this graph that goes the other way, right? So it looks as it's a mirror image. That's how you get the other uh, chart. So in order to avoid any confusion, usually I would recommend students to just remember one of the parties chart, a payoff chart, and then use that to mirror off, right? Otherwise, if you have too many charts, you might get confused. So I hope you kind of understand how this chart is being plotted. So some of the terminologies is in option is in the money means money goes inside your bucket. So you basically profit, right? Out of the money means you pay off. You're going to have you lose money, right? At the money simply means no gain, no loss, right? At the point. So here you can see out of the money is whenever the things is below the line, okay, below the line, whatever market price that is belong to your this the strike price, right? You are basically out of the money because you are below the curve, below the water, right? So let's say this is the water level, right? So anything that is any chart that is below the line, the water level, you are basically drowning. You are losing money. Anything above, that's why you have the in the money, right? Profitable, right? Because this is the price that you can exercise a straight line at this price, which is 32, right? So anything above the line, make money. Below, lose money. Quite obvious, isn't it? So we have seen a long call, right? So now we look at long put. I hope you still remember. Put simply means the right to set the selling price. Long call is the right to set the buying price. Right? Don't know the differences. So now I'm actually buying a put. Okay, long put. So you have you have got the selling price. You're setting the selling price. So same for selling price. The way you plot is again, this is the selling price. I'm going to fix, right? Selling price 50. I can sell at $50. I can sell at $50. So if the market price is 55, right? If the market price is 55, I wouldn't exercise the option because now the market is selling better. I should sell it to the market or in the market instead of exercising my option. That's why you walk away. If the price is 60, which is also higher than your selling price 50, why do you want to exercise the option? You don't want already. You walk away. So in this case, that's why you have a straight line, zero payoff, right? Because you're not going to use your options. You basically just going to sell in the free market, the $60. Right? So you wouldn't exercise. On the other hand, if the market price goes down to let's say 40, right? 40. Now the market price is declining, drop. So you can exercise now your options. Your options, $50 allows you to exercise the $50. You can sell someone at $50, which is what? $10 above market value, right? You can exercise. So that's where you get the $10 payoff. Similarly, if the market price goes down to 30, right, you have the right okay, to exercise your option to sell sell at 50, right? Even though the market price gone down to 30, so that's where you have a payoff of 20, because with your options now you can sell at 50 instead of 30, right? If without the options, then you got no choice, you have to sell at the market price, right? So you can exercise the right on those who did the short put for you. So this is the long put, and similarly you see the red one is basically the setback or the trade off, when you have to consider the pay the premium, the deposit, right? So it could be, let's say, a few dollars over here. That's why you see the whole curve again uh, move down, okay, because you are being set back by the deposit, in all whatever, okay, the market price. So there you have, earlier we have seen this is the considering, that's why you have this little offset, okay, whatever offset here, okay, which is the long put, okay, this is the long put, $5. Here if they walk away, you notice that there's a offset, and this time this is when the long call is offset by the it's set back by $5 because they pay the deposit, they walk away. So where does the $5 go to? Basically goes to the short call, the short call parties, right? They will receive the $5. They will stand to gain that $5 over here, right? So you got to give them a reason to hold, right? So they have no, they have got the obligation to proceed, right? So this is where their obligations, they have to proceed, right? So we have seen long put. Long put just now we discussed. It looks this way, right? So this is the long put payoff, right? Long put payoff. Again, the short put payoff is the mirror image. Whatever gain over here comes from here, right? Same here. You walk away, you lose the deposit, right? That's why offset by this. Here, you basically receive the offset payment, right? So this is the four chart for the options that you might want to take note. So the four chart payoff diagram, okay, with the premium paid after you square off the net payment premium. Right, let's take a look at examples. Call options. An investor buy a call options, right? So buys a call options is a long call, right? So long call, that's why you see long call, this graph, right? If you remember, long call graph looks like this. So that's why you got this graph that looks quite similar. So now let's take a look. So this call options has a strike price of $100, right, to purchase 100 shares of this XYZ, right, expiring in 4 months. The price of the options, okay, to own this option, you have to pay $5 per share. So that's why you got this $5 offset, right? In order to have these call options, to buy these call options, we're talking about call options, no? Not buying the actual share, right? In order to have this call option, you got to pay one share for $5. So if this call option is 100 share, so which means that to have these call options, your initial pay is $500, right? But here we just talk about one share first, right? So for every share, you will lose $5, right, as a deposit to own the, right? So that's why this payoff graph has an offset of $5. So let's take a look. What happened if the stock price, the stock price per share is $100? Now the stock price goes down to 98. Okay, go down to 98. So will you exercise, right? So no point using the call options because now the market price is 98. I can buy from the market price at 98, lower than 100. So I will walk away. So when you walk away, immediate at 98, you lose the $5, right? Because you choose not to exercise the option, you lose the $5. So that's why you got this point. right? $5 loss. So what happened if in this case, right, no point, right? If anything, basically anything below 100, you will walk away. So you will lose, okay? For every dollar below $100, right? You basically lose the $5. That's the maximum loss that you can have. Maximum loss. That's why you got this maximum loss, $5. So that's the beauty of call option. You don't worry that the market go down. You got this call option. The maximum loss is $5. You are protected. It's like buying insurance. Let's say if the market price is now go up to 115. Okay, so somewhere here. Sorry, somewhere here, right? So if it's 115, what do you stand, right? So for every share, so now I can buy at 100, I can sell immediately, trade off at 115, right? 115. So 115 minus 100, you get $15 per share trade off. So easily $15, okay? And if you have 100 share, well, basically potentially you can have this extra gain, right? So this is per share. So here we going to talk about something new. A bit of concept is minimize. How do you minimize your losses? So there is this thing that talk about. Doesn't mean that, right? Even though let's say, let me just check. Okay, here, right? What happened if the share price is 102, right? Here, in order to break even, okay, if you look at this, in order to break even, because you spend $5 per share, right? So for every share, in order to break even, the share price must raise above $5, isn't it? So that will be 105, right? That will be 105. So for every shares, in order to break even, because I use up $5 per share, so in order to break even, right, that's the break even point. Here is the break even point, okay, 105, because I spend $5 for every shares, right, break even, right? So I can only start to have positive gain if it's 106, isn't it? 106, then I minus off the 100, right? I got $6. $6 minus the $5, then I start to have gain. So only when it's the market price is above 105, then I will have break even, right? So the question is, what happens if the market price is 102 instead of 105 before your break even? So should you exercise the call option? Should you exercise? Yes, you should still exercise, which means that whenever the price is above 100, you will exercise your call option. Why? 102, even though it's losing money, right? Because my break even point is actually at 105. Even though it's losing money, but I will still exercise my call options, right? Because this is about minimizing losses, right? Because I still gain $2 over here, right? Which means that instead of losing $5, if I don't exercise the options, I will basically lose $5, right? Because you're not going to do anything. So, which means what? You will lose the deposit, right? I will lose the options. You will lose the $5. But if you are able to still make a $2 profit, why not? The $2 will help to minimize the $5 losses, which means your net losses is actually $3 over here, right? So that's what we talk about. Whenever it's above the $100, you will still exercise the options, even though it's not break even yet. But at least you are talking about minimizing the loss. Okay, so this is what been explained over here, including the 100 shares. Okay, so like this is $2. is actually $200 gain, right? So but your actual dollars is actually 500, right? Considering that you have 100 shares. Just now we talk about per share $5, but you have 100 shares, you have the $5 times 100. Okay, so in this case, if it's a 102, instead of losing $3, $5, you only lose $3. And if it's 100 share, overall you only lose 300. It's still better than losing $500, isn't it? It's still better than losing it. So he will still. So the question is, we are still minimizing the losses. Now back to this put options, right? Put option is about selling, setting the selling price, right? So this investor is buying, right, along a put options, right? So how does the long put option looks like? Again, we consult this long put options. So it looks something like this, right? So that's why you have this sliding down, then flat off. So here the in order to have this auction, you have to pay $7 per share. So that's why you have an offset $7 instead of 5. So depending on the option contract, different option will have different deposit that you need to pay, the price that of the option that you need to pay. So there you have $7 offset. Right. So the strike price is the right to sell at $17. What happens if the market price is 55? Right. Let's say on expiry, what is his gain? 55. So you go and calculate. Right. 55. What happens if it's 55? So you can sell at 670 and you can buy back at 55. Remember, this is buying back. You're doing the reverse. So 70 minus 55 minus $7. That will be your net gain. Right? 70 is your selling price. So you buy at 55. Buy low, sell high. Differences is about 25. Then you minus off the initial deposit that you have, and that is your gain over here, your net gain. Right, so I leave it to you to calculate that. So on the other hand, if the long put looks like this, mirror image, right? So you have something like this, right? So, oh sorry, this is the, right? So you have this. This is the short put. So just now we talked about the long put. The short put will be the mirror image, right? So this is about short call, which is the much earlier example, which is this. This is the long call. Short call will look something like this. So in summary, you can see that this kind of summarize the at least the 6 payoff chart that we have been talking about all the while, right? The long forward chart will look a positive gradient, sloping up. Short will be mirror. Long call, we saw this flat and then go up. Okay, short call will be the other way. Long put, now we have just seen the long put is this way, going down and then flat off, and then short is this. So these are essentially the 4 important payoff graph that you need to take note. Okay, so like I say, what you can do is remember just the long chart, right? The long chart like this and this. The rest of the short is just the mirror image, right? So of course, if you have a good memory, you can remember all the payoff graph. So for the option, for every options, okay, like in any derivative, there's always the 2 position. One is the long position, the other one is the short position. Long means buying the options, short means either you sell or you write the options, right? And the options are the one who are the writer, right? The writer of the options. And the writer and the short position will basically receive the deposit, the premium, right? Because they are the one who has lesser right. Okay, so they need to be paid, right? They have the obligation, so they need to be paid. Whereas the investor who buy the in the long options, they will basically the purchaser of the long option. They will be the one who have to come up with the cash upfront. Right here, I just showing you the payoff graph when you combine. Okay, so there are people who basically don't just buy. In this case, just do a long put. They might also do a basically a short forward as well, right? So you can see that this is a combination of a short forward, right? So this is a short forward. Short forward is basically this graph over here, right? Negative gradient, and then you have got one is the long put, right? So how does the long put looks like this? It's a slope down and straight, right? So they can basically use, it's just a comparison how it will looks like. So you have a two payoff diagram on one chart. So they do a long put plus a short forward. This is also another way that talk about the written put. Written put means short put, isn't it? Okay, short sell. So the graph like this, and then you have another long forward. Okay, long forward, it looks something like this. So this is just showing you having two of this derivative. Okay, how it will pan out, right, in a payoff graph. So you can see that if it's dropping, then there's a loss, right? And you'll be the combine of these two losses, right? If you have these two contracts. Whereas over here, at least you know there's a profits. Okay, it will be a combinations of this. So here are just plotting the three basic, okay, chart again, all in one. So you have the long call. Okay, the long call is this long call. Then you have the short put. Okay, short put, it looks like this, and then you got a funny graph of long forward here. So again, these are just showing you the three graph when plotted together. And then of course, at any point, you just have to add on all these chart. Right? If you happen to own all these derivative, then you might have a resultant chart that looks different. Right? So these are just telling you, showing you how the three chart versus each other, right? Three different positions. This is also the reverse, right? So you can take a look and how hopefully you just pay a bit more attention on the shape of the graph. That might help you even more in some of this understanding to be able to capture the whole essence of this derivative contract. So back to the basic strategies. Basic strategy in any investments. Normally, when you try to go into a long, okay, when you think the market price is on the increase, right? On the increase. So this is where when you think that the price is increasing, then you go into a long call. Or when the price is increasing, you might go into a short put. Okay, so that's the strategy. But when do you think that the price is going down, um, economy is going to get worse off, then you might go into a short call. This is where you think, right? So these are some of the strategy people will adopt. Either you go into a short call, which means that you short sell, right? Or you do a long put, which means you set the selling price, right? You set the selling price. The benefits of price going down. So this is when price going down, either you do this long put or short call. If the price is going up, then you either do a long call or a short put. Okay, so that will allow you to determine some positive payoff. And when you want to do hedging, right? So that will help you to hedge the sales price, selling price, buying price, sorry, right? So you can hedge. So this is also trying to hedge the positions, right? You try to hedge the acquiring price, and here you try to hedge the selling price. So the other thing to take note is holder is the one that buy, the writer of the options is the one that does the selling. Right? This will do the purchasing. Right. Very good. We have come to the end of most of our derivative. I hope you have enjoyed the module. We will do a quick summary later on. So stay tuned for some summary and further revisions. Okay. So again, I'm trying to sign out from here. Hope everyone is well. Okay, just to have a glimpse of. Can you see my kitchen? Kitchen there? No, no. Anyway, never mind. I'm doing it in my dining table. This is my dining table. Right. Good luck to everyone and stay safe and healthy. Signing out.